and welcome to the Bull Talk podcast, Team of the Season edition. And with me today is the high and mighty Ben White.
Hello.
Also, Andy Ruiz Jr., it's Jack Ritchie.
Hello.
And we've got a bit of a different one today, as I've said. It's going to be the Team of the Season edition, where we talk a little bit of football, but not too much. And we decide on who is our Team of the Season in the Bull Talk podcast. So I think we'll get right into it like we normally do. And let's start with goalkeepers, boys. Who's everyone got?
I've got, obviously Edison got the official, I think, vote, but I've gone Allison because he's come in to a tricky, a defence that's had a lot of issues last season and previous season, with goalkeepers especially. Don't get me wrong, it's not just Allison, but he's pulled off some important saves and got the highest amount of clean sheets in the Premier League for his first season. So for me, it's a no-brainer. I think it's got to be Allison.
What about you, Ben? Have you...
I've got Edison in there.
Oh, no.
I think he has been brilliant this season.
Oh, I've put Allison.
Oh,
It's so close. But we've got to agree. We've got to agree on one. And
yeah.
don't forget, this does include Champions League, and this isn't just obviously it is Premier League, but these
don't
players
get me
have
wrong.
played in the
Edison has had a good year. He has had his best season at City, but I think Allison has tipped it.
But then Ross Hard, as well as both keepers have Van Dijk or Laporte behind them or in front of them. Sorry. So
But when they have been called upon, they have done good.
I think I've got to go for Allison here.
Yeah.
So we all set on Allison.
Yeah.
Team of the season goalkeeper, Allison from Liverpool. And we'll move on to my favourite position. Everyone knows who I'm picking for this. Right back, Wan-Bissaka. Third highest tackle rate in the league. Can't argue with that.
Yeah,
behind
good season.
Ndidi and I can't remember who else it was. Another midfielder.
For me, there's only one player really. If Trent didn't have such a good season, then I would have said that Wan-Bissaka. But he's done all his defensive duties, and he's got I think the third most assists as a defender. That's mental. Yeah, obviously, I'm not just rating it on that because he is in there as a defender, but what he has done has been ridiculous as well. Defensively, they've been so solid with the most clean sheets. So it's a shame on Wan-Bissaka. He's definitely going to obviously get a mention, but I think it's got to be Trent for me.
I've also gone Trent as well.
Oh my God, you guys, you're like Hitler. Wan-Bissaka's the minority here. I'm not happy with this. He's got the third highest tackles in the league. It's been phenomenal, but we'll have to settle for Trent then. I suppose he's had a good season. So we'll move on to centre backs. We'll go for one each first, and we'll say both of ours actually. I think that'll work out better. Obviously, I've gone for Laporte and Van Dijk. No brainers for me. Both consistent in their sides. Both had very good seasons, and both conceded very little.
The most clean sheets in the league.
Yeah.
As a defence. So I've done exactly the same. It's a no-brainer, is it really?
Absolutely no-brainer.
I've gone Van Dijk and Toby Alderweireld.
Ooh. That's not a bad shout because he has had a really good season as well.
Yeah.
But
I think it's so easy putting in Laporte.
Oh yeah.
He's got quality players all around him. He obviously has had a brilliant season, but that's why I put Alderweireld.
To be fair, if it was one more centre back, that's who I would have picked.
Yeah.
Or if even one of those didn't have such a good season. But I think Van Dijk and Laporte for me still.
You happy to settle for that, or have you got a bit of an argument for Alderweireld?
No, that's fine. I'll let you have it.
Alright, well, left back. Who wants to? Robertson.
Yeah, Robertson. He got 11 assists as well, so only 2 behind Trent.
I've gone for Chilwell.
that's that's not a bad shout. Chilwell's had a really good season, to be fair. I know
He has had a really good season.
he has had a really good, and I
got one of
really
the lowest
like
tackle
Chilwell
rates as well.
Ex-Huddersfield loanee. I really like him, but he's just been absolutely. Oh, he doesn't stop working for the team non-stop. He's just, and that amount of assists again for a fullback is out of this world. So I think it's got to be Robertson.
Yeah, I can't argue with that, and obviously
You'll get one of these,
second.
Jay. I'll wait for midfield with Kiyate.
Oh, my midfield is I've got one wild card that I'm going to be pulling out, and I'm going to be arguing his way. Yeah. So actually, that'll be now. Let's go for centre mids.
Say it then, Jay.
Ndidi, Jorginho, and Mane.
Mane?
Yeah. Mane, no, Mane I'm having as a midfielder, because you guys wouldn't let me have him as a forward.
No, we said
you guys were only letting me have him as a forward, so I put him in midfield. That's what I meant. Because I've already got 3 strikers up front that I think are... Yeah, bearing in mind it.
Alright, well that's just for you then.
Ndidi's had the most tackles and touches in the league. That's the final. Like Ndidi should be in there. He's done a hell of a shift this season.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know where the hell you've got Jorginho from. That is absolutely awful.
Jorginho has been good.
Have you even watched him this season?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Well, I'm scrapping that right off because I know Ben's not going to agree with that one straight off the bat. So
he's got the most amount of passes completed in the Prem.
He bloody would, because that's all he does is pass sideways.
Exactly.
And backwards. It's not hard.
But it's part of being a solid midfielder.
That's it. We're moving on from Jorginho.
Jorginho's in this. So I'm not having that. Mane. Well, at least give me Mane.
Well, well, it depends if Ben...
Alright, I'll sub Mane then. I'll take Mane out. I'm going for Luka Milivojevic. Another high tackling rate.
Yeah, well, my midfield is Bernardo Silva, Wijnaldum and Sissoko for me.
Oh, I'll agree with Sissoko. I'll agree with Sissoko.
Sissoko and Wijnaldum have had really good... Well, all 3 of them for me have had such good seasons. Like, Bernardo Silva has just been absolute class, probably the best one out of the 3 that I've picked. The stuff he's done this season, he had a good season before, but he's really he's challenged that much that he starts in the 6th side, if that's right wing or centre mid. A lot of the time centre mid. He's been shutting Sané out, so that's not easy to do. Wijnaldum's been absolutely incredible. Obviously, the Champions League against Barcelona. And in the league, he's just been just as good, keeping out players like Keita, Milner, so that's not easy to do. Sissoko, 2 years ago, you would have said he's the biggest load of crap ever for 30 million, one of the worst signings Spurs ever made. Now they say he's one of the best.
I have to agree with Sissoko there. Like, he's so good player.
I know he's a little out there because you probably would forget about him. He goes on the radar a little bit, but what he does so well. And he's just absolutely changed. Going from being utter crap to being up there with one of the best midfielders in the league.
He's got his confidence back. He's got his confidence back that he had at Newcastle.
Yeah. Go on then, Ben. Let's see yours.
I went Wijnaldum, Idrissa Gueye, and Bernardo Silva.
Idrissa Gueye?
Oh.
Yeah, he's quality. He's everywhere.
Tackle-wise, he's been good, but...
Yeah, he's quality. Hello?
See, I'd go personally Sissoko and Ndidi and Wijnaldum. That's what I would go for out of the 3.
Yeah, but how can you? Yeah, I don't think you can keep Silva out. I really don't.
Yeah,
I think if it was based on what we voted for, it would actually be my midfield: Sissoko, Wijnaldum, and Silva, because we've all had 2 votes for them, each one. So it actually would be that midfield. So it's up to you on how you want to do it. But
yeah, just leave that and we'll 2 votes.
I'll sacrifice Jorginho. I'm not happy with it.
The attack could be different though.
No, my attack is probably what everyone else has got. It's probably bang on the... I'm not going first with attack. No, I will go first. Aubameyang, Salah, Aguero. Hello?
Yeah. Sorry, I was just thinking about mine actually. Mine's a little debate. It's so hard to get them all in.
Don't bloody
Because
say
they've all had...
Vardy. Do not say Vardy.
I'm not saying Vardy. Where are you getting Vardy from? Alright, mine actually is Mane, Aubameyang and Hazard for me.
Hazard?
He's top of the assists. He actually had a really good season
Yeah.
again. Obviously it's debatable because obviously just compared to other players how they played, like Aguero and Aubameyang, I just really could not choose who to pick out of them two. I had Aguero and I changed it last minute to Aubameyang. That's how close it was. So I'm happy for either one to get that spot.
See, I was debating
Mane
Sterling
has had
as well.
his best season. Oh yeah, Sterling is absolute nightmare. How did like?
I don't like Sterling though.
Yeah,
too many up there. I mean, in that top sort of 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm not going to put my vote on Sterling to be honest. For me, he's not.
No.
Yeah, it's not for me. But yeah, that's mine. What's yours, Ben?
So I've got Mane, Aguero, and Hazard.
So by
Oh, you got Hazard
proxy,
as well.
Aguero's
Yeah,
got 2
I went
votes.
Hazard as well.
So we got Aguero
Yeah.
on 2, Salah on. I don't know.
I think it's Mane, isn't it?
Mane,
Aguero
yeah.
on
Mane
2,
from all of
Mane's
us.
on 2. No, I didn't choose
So what is
Mane.
it?
Aubameyang,
Oh.
Salah, and Aguero are mine. Missed out Mane.
I think it would be Hazard, Aguero, and Mane if we did it on
Yeah.
2 votes again. So
Yeah.
I think that's.
Then what about Mo
I'm happy with
Salah?
that. Yeah, I think he wasn't quite as good as last year. I know he had still a good year, but he didn't get my vote to be honest. Mane had his best season. I think he overshadowed him a little bit.
I think considering he's not a natural sort of forward, he is more of a winger or a cam. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but Mane got similar amount as well.
I'll go with Mane then. I'll settle on Mane,
Right.
Aguero, and who was the third?
Hazard.
Hazard. Yeah.
Alright. I've got it written down, so I'll call out our team then, what we've got. So we've got Alisson in goal, Laporte, Van Dijk, Trent, Robertson, Bernardo Silva, Wijnaldum, Sissoko, Hazard, Aguero, Mane. I think that's got a good team. I'm happy
Yeah, I'll
with that.
settle on that team. Has anyone got any sort of special mentions for the bench or?
Obviously you've got Wan-Bissaka, I would imagine, Jay.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka, our first
He made the
benchy.
bench. Yeah, he made the bench.
Milivojevic.
Milivojevic. Yeah,
Players.
no, I'll agree with
I don't think he
Milivojevic.
quite...
No, there's
I
the
don't
2
think-
players who has a good season.
Yeah, but how many do we have on the
Milivojevic
bench?
has been
Like,
solid though.
no.
So
At 12.
I'll have him. Alright, I'll have Wan-Bissaka. Did you want to agree on Milivojevic or are we leaving
Yeah,
him in the
definitely.
reserves?
Reserves, that's just another thing. Obviously, Salah and Aubameyang.
Declan
Right,
Rice.
and Ndidi
Yeah,
definitely.
Declan Rice had a good
Rice.
season.
I think
Harry
Ndidi.
Winks.
Yeah.
Oh, but
Harry
there's too many
Winks.
midfielders. Too many midfielders.
Not
To be
for me,
fair,
Ben.
he has had a good
Harry
season.
Winks. He has, but he's been injured quite a lot as well.
But I think Ndidi. I'd put Ndidi on there.
Alright,
Who have we got on the bench? Wan-Bissaka,
Ndidi, Salah, Aubameyang.
Ndidi, Salah, Aubameyang, and then we'll have one more. Say a keeper. That's where Edison slots in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
I think we'll slot Edison in there.
And all the
So-
world as well, actually. There you go.
Yeah,
Nice
let's
one.
have 6.
Alright.
So that
That's
is the
good.
Bull Talk podcast. Team of the season 2019. And we're going to be doing this feature, for AFCON. That's if we watch enough AFCON. I'm definitely going to be watching AFCON. Don't know about these two, but I'm watching AFCON. So that'll be our team of the season. We'll do it next year as well, because we are intending to carry the podcast on. So we'll move on to the next topic. We've not got a quiz today. I thought I'd just put that in there. Leeds Takeover is our topic. What's people's thoughts about it? The possible PSG owner getting a stake in Leeds.
It doesn't always pumping money into a club and things doesn't always work, and obviously I hope it doesn't work for them, but obviously it means they might be able to sign some really big players on big wages, which isn't good, and I don't know, it's difficult. I hope it doesn't go through, but we'll have to see what happens. I think
See,
I don't really want to talk about it that much.
I'm quite the opposite. As neutral, I've not really got a dislike of Leeds. Don't really like them, but I haven't really got a dislike of them, apart from screwing them over on Football Manager. So I think it'd be good for England having another club with lots of money, sort of PSG
I
style of money.
completely disagree with that.
Yeah, but at the moment it's going to be
How
just
can another? It's filtering. The problem is with all this money, it's filtering down to non-league and League Two and that sort of leagues.
because it's another
It's
Man
pushing all
City.
the wages up.
Do you know what I mean? It's another Man City. There's already
These
one
clubs
Man
won't be
City.
able to survive. More and more clubs will be going bust because of all this money. Not being able to keep up with other teams.
Yeah, but they're
It's
just
just a
stuck.
joke.
Clubs no one likes, like Bolton. But no, I do agree in some sense. Yeah, it is going to happen where you're getting like Jamie O'Hara, 2K a week or something ridiculous like that
It's ridiculous.
in the Vanarama South. I can see where you're coming from there, but then isn't that where sort of like the FA need to step in and financial
Well, they
fair
got the
play?
financial rules, so they got like for the spending wise anyway. It is a lot harder to get away with like not doing the books properly in that sense. So
No,
that's
I
one thing
think
they would be have to be careful with.
that's what the FA need to deal with. I mean, it's all right these clubs like Leeds having all this money, but at the end of the day, it's not their fault. It is the FA and what the FA are going to do in regards to financial fair play.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Because Leeds could get all this money, splash out say 150 mil, and what get deducted 10 points. Still like it's nothing to him. They're spending that amount on a team. So I think it would be interesting. I look forward to seeing whether this goes through or not. And Newcastle are getting a similar sort of fate, aren't they, in having
Yeah.
billionaire owners. So that'd be interesting. But then Newcastle are already in a position where they probably could, well, muster up a top 8 sort of finish if they were to overspend. But right,
Let's spend some money.
yeah, it will make the league worse, but at least Man City will have a bit of competition. Other than saying that Liverpool give them quite a good season, not really spending too much money. But right, we'll move on then. Transfer talk. Anyone got any rumblings or anything?
There was one deal done officially today, and that's Jovic. Obviously, it's been on the cards for a while. I think it was just over 50 million. So I think that's quite a good signing where Benzema's getting on now, and how well Jovic did last season in the Europa League. I
Yeah,
think it's a good signing for them, to be fair. And they had I think Mendy, the French left back, is almost done as well. So that'd be a replacement for Marcelo. He's getting on now as well. So I think they've done some good early business. I think it's 130 million in total already be spent by
I
them.
think that's the best way to
So
do business
yeah,
instead of
they
leaving
got
it down to deadline day.
Militao as well from I think it's Is it
Yeah,
Porto? So obviously that's a really good signing as well, where Ramos might be going. So they're doing it early, and They said they wanted to spend a lot of money in the summer, so they've already started spending.
anyone got anything from their own clubs? I mean, I've got one. It's a bit. I love Palace. I always talk Palace, but Wilfred Zaha might be fucking off. So I'm happy about
Not
that.
sure.
He's annoyed me. Like whenever it doesn't go his way, or do you know what I mean? He's just like, yeah, I want to leave. It's like, well, leave then. Go to Man U again, or and get your career up the duff. He's going to go to a team like Arsenal or Man U, not be the star man, and then be left out in the cold. That's what I think's going to happen again. But we'll be
I
fine
think Palace
because
are going to price him out of a move, to be honest. I don't think anyone wants to pay 70 million,
nah.
to be honest. So
But then in a market where Balassi went for 30, You never know. I'm kind of hoping we settle on maybe 60, because then, well, that's what, two £10 million players, pocket the rest. But we're looking at Hatem Ben Arfa, because he's going to be a free. So or he is a free, so he'd be a quality signing. But then, do we rely on old?
Probably not.
What about Huddersfield? You been doing anything or?
We've got. I think Philip Billings going to be on his way out, which is a little bit of a shame, but he's not getting on with the new manager.
Yeah.
And it's been on the cards for a while, so I think he's on his way out. I saw today, and what made it even more real, because I didn't completely believe at the start, so we might be looking to re-sign Martin Craney on a free.
Oh my God, what are you doing?
Dean White had lied to, who's one of our first team coaches, as well, on Twitter, so I was like, he probably should have done that.
You should do.
So I don't know how, like, don't get me wrong, he's a good squad player, I suppose, but like when he's in the squad, you're a bit like, oh no. Trying to think who else. I still want us to get Montfay from Brentford, but I think we're going to be priced out of a move for that, because it's going to be about 20 million, so I don't think we can spend that on one player, but
I know
that's about it, really.
It was a potential for us, but Leicester have obviously gone in for the Luton boy, Justin James, or James Justin, however you say it. I can't remember his name, but yeah, they're looking at buying him for about 7 to 10 mil, which would be interesting. I can't think of any other sort of transfers. Obviously, Ben was saying earlier about someone called Joey Jones. I can't remember him playing for Eastleigh.
He's one of our star players, and he's gone to Salford.
I can't remember him. Like, I'll have to have a look at a picture of him. I'll have a look at a picture of him and tell you if I know.
Yeah.
But are there any other deals going on, or?
Deals wise, I think that's about it, really. The major ones. Obviously, Dortmund.
Callum Manningham to Luton.
Oh yeah, kind of. That was done today. That's a good signing for Luton, actually.
Yeah.
On a free. It's not a bad player. Dortmund done some early business. I don't know if we talked about it last time. I can't remember, but obviously selling Pulisic for about just over 55 to 60. We're then buying Forgan, Hazard, and Brandt for less than that. So that's a good bit of business.
Brandt's good as well.
Yeah, they both had really good seasons, pair of them, so that's a good move. One thing I will say, even though we're not really on to players leaving at the moment, Phil Jagielka's leaving Everton after 12 years today. Well, he's leaving. That was announced today. So, after like 350 appearances, I think. So.
Yeah, it's about time he leaves.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Sturridge and Moreno be free agents when their contracts run out.
That's what we're moving on to next. Move on to free agents. So we might as well go into that. Great segue, Ben. Great segue. We'll start with that now. Obviously, Welbeck's left, isn't he? Lichtsteiner. A lot of Villa players are apparently leaving. McCormack, Adama, Bunn, Delat, Elphick, Hutton, Jedinak, Richards, Whelan. Miller Jedinak has surprised me. I wouldn't mind us just snatching him. You know, he'd be a good sort of like fringe player for us to just occasionally put on.
Chelsea, Cahill, after he's been there a long time.
Is he retiring now, or is he? Where's
free
he?
Agent.
Is there any talk on where he's going, or?
Who was he linked with? He's linked with someone like Burnley and Villa. He's linked with Villa with John Terry.
Decent, yeah.
Like him back out with him.
Obviously, Palace got rid of Speroni and
Rob Green. He's retired. That's a big one.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
That's a sad one.
No, it's about time. Obviously, you got rid of Lossell, and he's signed for Everton.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okazaki and Danny Simpson. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I wouldn't mind Okazaki.
I was just gonna, some decent talent out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good standard free agents, actually.
And Herrera at United. Antonio Valencia.
Yeah.
Martin Craney. Oh. Paul Coots.
Who?
He plays for Sheffield United. He's not a big release.
David Nugent.
Nugent.
Whoa.
Davis has gone to Rangers as well. Who else is there? Have West Ham got rid of anyone? Oh, yes, they did. Yes. There were 3 players the other day. Andy Carroll. Oh. Sami Nasri and Adrian.
I saw a funny tweet actually from someone that was on Twitter. Was apparently I think it was like a London hospital has signed Andy Carroll after having him for 3 years on loan. Finally signed him on a permit. So that was quite funny. I saw that. Yeah.
And someone we've not actually touched upon. Champions League game.
Oh yeah.
Should we
have to talk about that actually? Yeah.
that'd be our next little bit of topic. Yeah. So we've covered released players. There's not really much to it. Most of the ones are Premier League, and those are the ones that'll be affecting me anyway. So I'm quite selfish on that. Championship, I have no clue about. So we'll move on to Champions League and Europa League. Let's start with Europa. Unai Emery, 4-1.
Fell apart a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it went tits up.
Everyone watch it, or?
I watched parts.
I didn't actually watch it.
You know when you're playing Football Manager, but you've got a game on in the background?
Yeah.
That's how I watched it. But I watched all of the Champions League, and I wasn't. Such a shit game.
Yeah, I watched Champions League.
I've never seen such a bad final.
Well.
A dodgy handball in the first couple of minutes. It wasn't a handball.
We can talk about that actually.
It wasn't.
For me,
handball.
it was.
No, it's.
Even though I liked Sissoko,
It's hit his chest and then it's hit his hand.
Yeah, that's fine that it's hit part of his chest and his hand.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's on purposely.
Yeah, but his hand's in an unnatural position. His hand shouldn't be up there. If his hand's to his side, it doesn't hit his hand. That is it. That's why it's been given. That's why VAR have given it as well.
Yeah, but VAR isn't always right.
You've got to be able to prove it's not accidental.
Yeah, his arm can't be out there. Yeah, I know. It's obviously not accidental. That's not just saying you've got your. That's not saying anything though. That's not if you got your leg out for a tackle. I did it by accident. It's still a foul. A foul's a foul. A handball's a handball. In certain situations, like the thing is with that, if his hand's not out there, it's not going to be given as a foul.
Yeah, I can't.
It would just hit his side and bounce out. So it wouldn't hit his arm. If his arm's not up there, it's not given, is it?
I can't fathom it as a penalty, but you know, it's just the way football's going to become. VAR.
I hate VAR.
So do I. the amount of wrong decisions that VAR has made, just in the FA Cup, and having it every game next season, it's going to be ridiculous. We're going to see so many injustices happening in football, more than when we didn't have VAR.
At the end of the day, mistakes happen in football.
Exactly. I think after a year, VAR is going to be scrapped. I reckon there's going to be that much sort of backlash on referees and officials still making the wrong decisions that there's going to be such backlash. It's just going to be gone after a year. That's my opinion. So I wasn't happy with that. And then obviously it's just a dire game. It was the only Champions League game I've seen the loser play better than the winning team. You know, the last 25, 30 minutes, Tottenham were proper gunning for it. They looked like the better side. It was so unlucky. And then Lucas Moura misses that vital shot. And then obviously, I can't remember who was offside, I think it was Son. But when he missed that
as well, Lucas.
Yeah, when he missed that shot, I was like, oh my God. You have just cost your team the Champions League. What's your outlook on it?
I'm not sure really, but I think Liverpool just knew what job they needed to do really over Spurs, and they did it. To be fair, didn't have to be pretty on their side of things. They just had to get the job done. There was a lot of pressure on them, obviously, after losing the last year's final. So I think they got the job done at the end of the day. So
You sound like Ian Holloway.
Origi's stepping up again as well.
Yeah, to be fair, I have to say Origi, I was happy to see him get that goal. It just sort of cemented the game. I was like, right, it's not just the dodgy penalty decision, it is Origi. But you did sound like Ian Holloway then. It's not the prettiest of wins, but like taking a bird home, they're not the prettiest, but you've got a bird home.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to see out the win. Like it's exactly that. It might not be pretty, but you've got to. It's like if you're away from home, for example. It's not going to be pretty, but if you can take a 1-0 away win, you're going to take it.
Sounds like me on Football Manager.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's what some people got to realise. It's a big game. It's not like obviously from a neutral, it was a poor game. But from a Spurs or Liverpool fan, well, obviously not so much Spurs, they wouldn't have enjoyed it. But from a Liverpool fan, they would have enjoyed the whole thing.
Yeah.
Especially where they scored early on, they would have been loving it. So they did what they had to. I think we should talk a bit more about the Chelsea Arsenal game. Actually, I think.
I'm not. I'm happy Arsenal didn't win.
Yeah, like I was expecting more from Emery after obviously he's had a lot of experience in the Europa League with Seville and obviously other teams. I think someone else, I can't remember who they were. But yeah, they just weren't quite at it. I actually thought Arsenal were going to win it, but Chelsea were quite good. Like to be honest, for me, like Hazard stepped up. Like you would say, Hazard's obviously Chelsea's big star player who steps up in big games. But you look at Arsenal and go, who's going to step up for them? And like you would used to maybe look at Özil, but like now he was awful. Like he
The forwards were just dire.
Yeah, they went missing. They were completely missing. But the pair of them,
the interesting to see Czech in the first team, wasn't it? As well.
Yeah.
Bit of controversy around that.
Yeah, he had to get dicked by his old club.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When he's going back there, isn't
he? Yeah, obviously, Czech was actually, I think, had the best game and got the best rating for Arsenal. So.
The thing is, all I can say is one player, Maitland-Niles.
He wasn't great.
In no world,
he was good.
In no world should Maitland-Niles be playing a Europa League final. In no world. Now get Josh Willock.
Yeah, he was at fault for the second for the penalty, wasn't it? Was it penalty? Yeah, penalty, wasn't it? Yeah. Took him down. Yeah.
I think routine.
Arsenal's midfield weren't really there either.
Sarri's leaving Chelsea as well, isn't
he? Yeah, it looks like it.
Off to Juve.
At least he's left on a high.
Oh yeah, he's going to leave on an even bigger high, going to Juventus.
Who are Chelsea going to get in though?
Roy Hodgson.
Lampard.
Roy Hodgson.
Whoever goes in is not going to be able to sign anyone. It's going to be hard to get a manager there.
Yeah, Roy Hodgson.
Yeah,
he's great with no money.
Chelsea have had this season.
Yeah, but all their loanies will probably think they're new signings, Ben. Oh, Tammy Abraham. Actually, forgot about him. Get him up front.
What's Avram Grant doing these days?
You imagine him back.
Get Andres Villas-Boas back. I know, he's took a job, hasn't he? Is it Marseille?
I completely forgot he was living.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took a job, didn't he? Is it Marseille or Lyon? I think it's Marseille.
Oh my god.
I can't remember which one it was. It was one of them.
He used to be quite good.
I saw a picture of him the other day. Yeah, get him back. Snap him back out.
What about Mourinho as well? Do you reckon he'll ever make a...
No. Yeah, I
reckon they might look at Lampard. They might look at Lampard. Fingers crossed, I wouldn't mind Lampard. It'd be nice to see Chelsea at older manager for a while. You know, maybe get Lampard in and like say to him like it's a 4-year project or something, and get Chelsea to the top.
I think Allegri's wanted the job as well.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good one actually. That's a very good one. A good manager.
So I don't know. I want Mourinho again. I want to see another Mourinho Chelsea side. I want to see him sort of come back, maybe finish in top three, win the Champions League. Bit of a dream, but I wouldn't mind seeing
I want him to go back
Chelsea,
to Porto or something.
because
Imagine that. That'd be
Chelsea are one of those
quality.
clubs I do want to see back on top. You know,
They're a long way from it, especially with losing Hazard. I think
yeah.
well, looks like they're going to lose him.
This is where their squad depth comes in, though. The amount of players they've got out or had out on loan.
Yeah.
I mean, all those players got called back. They've still got a pretty tasty, you know, tasty pool of players to choose from.
Mm.
So I don't know. Time will tell. Have they still got Michael Hector on books as well?
Yeah, but I think he's supposed to a Wednesday move. I think,
Oh, and
or he has completed a
obviously
Wednesday
got
move.
Michi Batshuayi going back as well. Zuma.
Tammy Abraham, yeah. Izzy Brown, even though he's
I
terrible.
can't think of any more.
Izzy Brown.
Baba Rahman.
Did he get sold? Or is he on
I don't know. I just
correct?
remember them signing him and then everyone going, "Oh my God, he's going to be great," and then a year and a half later he's out. But I think that pretty much tops up off a team of the season. Is anything else to add to the Champions League games or the Europa League
No,
game?
that's it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. Special mention to Harry Winks when the Pitch Invader came on as well. He looked well happy.
He was loving it.
And then that steward just sort of grabbed her. It was a bit, yeah. Right, well, viewers, this has been the Ball Talk podcast, team of the season edition. I've had Ben White and Jack
Thanks
Ritchie.
for having me.
So, cheers, guys. It's been a decent one. We'll be back for AFCON. If you've liked the video, if you've liked the podcast, please like and subscribe. If you've disliked it, leave a dislike and a nice bit of slag off comments. So I do like a bit of criticism. So, cheers, guys. Have a good one.